Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trackstar Racing Series. It is the Bathurst 1000 here, sponsored by TrackSpotTV. My name is George Cook. I'm going to be your MC for the entire weekend. We've got qualifying, top 6 shootout, and of course the 6-hour race or so. 1,000 kilometers at Bathurst, at one of the most legendary circuits, certainly one of the most legendary in all of Australia and New Zealand, and for some people, even the entire world. Our primary sponsor for the series is TrackSpotTV. It's time for a revolution in sim racing broadcasting with professional grade immersion, graphics and overlays, commentary, and multi-platform streaming. Go and check us out on www.trackspot.tv. You're going to see this logo a lot this weekend, that is for sure. Today, of course, we have a qualifying session happening in a few moments' time, due to kick off in about 4 minutes or so, where we'll see the drivers compete for 30 minutes to get that coveted spot. 6 spots available in the top 6 shootout, which will be happening a little bit later on today, Saturday, of course, 18th of October. It is 4 p.m. AEDT, that is 6 p.m. NZT for the top 6 shootout. And the drivers are going to be competing for that today during this half-an-hour shootout. We have 13 cars going to be driving out there today. Former winners, of course, from the 2024 Bathurst 1000. It's FR Racing, and guess what? They're back, and they're going to be going for it once again. A number of returning names that we're all familiar out on track, and we'll see them do the dicing and the dodging of the corners as they head through the mountain for what's going to be a fantastic race today for qualifying. The endurance details on screen right now. That'll be happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. AEDT. That's 2 p.m. NZT. We will have 4 race stints to go through and coverage live here on TrackSpotTV YouTube, and of course the Trackstars Racing Series YouTube as well, all throughout the race. So make sure you subscribe and get tuned in for all the racing action here at Trackstars Racing Series this weekend. Of course, what can we say about round 10 here at the Endurance Series 2025? But it's time for Bathurst 1000. 6.2 kilometers, 23 corners, a 1.916 meter long, or 1 kilometer, I should say, longest straight there down towards the Conrod. And the chase, the stints will be 24 laps long, 44 laps long, 32 laps long, and 61 laps long for a 161 lap race. That's 1,000 kilometers or thereabouts. And it'll be medium tires for the drivers as we are about to go out on track in a few moments' time. I will, of course, be emceeing all the way through. My name is George Cook from TrackSpotTV, joining you for commentary today in the qualifying session and, of course, ahead of the top 6 shootout. And we're going to be having a number of returning names, but it's going to be Isaac Fogarty and Andrew Scott. We're going to hand it over to them in a few moments' time. Before then, some housekeeping items. Welcome into those in chat. We've already got a couple of people jumping in. Duster, welcome into the chat over at Trackstars YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe on both the TrackSpotTV YouTube and, of course, the Trackstars Series YouTube as well. All the help does really, really go a long, long way. And yeah, we're going to be going into our qualifying in a few moments' time. So I think it is time to introduce the co-commentators for today. It is going to be Isaac and Andrew from TrackSpotTV. Welcome in, guys. Great to have you both here. Isaac, you've raced at Trackstars. You've broadcasted at Trackstars. It's another exciting time to be here for this series because it is Bathurst and it is Group 2 cars in the Enduro.
Yeah, g'day, George. G'day, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Obviously, been keeping my head in the loop this season, broadcasting most of the solo rounds for this current season of Trackstars, and it's been it's been some really good racing so far. Obviously, Bathurst is a new challenge entirely. I've driven here myself this time last year. I was competing in this very race, so super excited to not be behind the wheel this year and see what can unfold as we head into 1,000 kilometers tomorrow.
Indeed, and of course, this is where we first commentated together as well, exactly 1 year ago. So the 1 year anniversary of you and me getting together in a commentary box. Looking forward to doing more of that in about 24 hours time or so. Andrew Scott, welcome in. You have done some Trackstars racing in the past as well, but you're an expert at Bathurst. You're an expert in Gran Turismo 7 and Group 2 cars. You must be looking forward to getting out on track.
I am. I'm very keen, maybe not to get out on track, but to watch these cars get out on track, George, because a lot of familiar names here for me. It's been a while since I've been back at Trackstars, And it's really, really exciting to see some familiar names, some like old teammates, but also some old rivals and rivalries there. So I'm really excited to see these guys go hammer and tong here today at Bathurst. And yeah, I'll try to give you a little bit of analysis along the way.
Great. That's going to be excellent to have your insights here today. So it will be Isaac and Andrew in the commentary box once we do get out on track. And I do understand it, that qualifying will be starting in a few moments' time. So ladies and gentlemen, let us know your predictions. It's going to be an exciting Bathurst 1000 here, sponsored by TrackSpotTV. Again, go and check out Trackstars Racing Series. They're on Discord, they're on Facebook. Go and get involved in their social media on Discord and Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. And go and check out TrackSpotTV for all the latest racing broadcasts from around Australia and New Zealand, and in fact the world. Go to www.trackspot.tv/live or here on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe. All of it is much appreciated. Gentlemen, we are literally on the cusp of getting this incredible weekend of racing at Trackstars underway. We are excited. We hope that you're excited in chat as well. Any questions that you've got throughout the day, do let us know. There'll be 2 streams today, one for qualifying and, of course, one for the top 6 shootout. The GTRs are out there. The Lexuses are out there as well. I'm excited to hand it over to Isaac and Ando. Let's get out on track and get things underway.
Thank you very much, George. And again, welcome to everybody that's tuning in right across Australia, New Zealand, and right around the world. It is qualifying time. We are locked in to a half-an-hour qualifying session, 40 seconds already on the clock, and we have cars on the circuit. And who do we think is going to come out on top today? Obviously, FR Racing, Ando, the reigning champions here at the mountain. Do we expect much the same with distinct?
Look, Isaac, it's a bit hard to deny them when you call in a super sub like they have, and you've already got a premium driver in the making there in the team captain, Ridwan Hamza, who is a little bit of a savant in these Group 2 cars, I must say. But then he brings in the super sub distinct Andrew, who is of a royal pedigree when it comes to GT7. You can't look past them, I think, for taking out quality today.
No, they are definitely going to be up to the top. We apologise for any connection issues. My internet is playing silly buggers at the moment, as it always does when we're getting underway in a session. It likes to decide it's had enough for the day. But this is, we can see at the moment on the screen, one of the ART cars. This is the car of Lemons, and he is stepping in this week. I believe he's sharing the car with George Smith. So not George Cook that you heard earlier, but George Smith, one of the admins actually in this series, Big Smithy. And actually he's on the track. So we're trying to work out who's sharing with who, because we missed out on broadcasting this first endurance race at Spa, which was, from all reports, a very exciting race. And we didn't get to see the action there. Well, thankfully, we get to see the action this time around. But it's going to be interesting to see who's got who for their driver pairings and who can make it work come the race. But today, it's all about the one lap pace for qualifying.
Yeah, it certainly is, mate. And each team has to nominate, obviously, their star number 1 driver. So it looks like Lemons here. I don't know the guy, but I believe he is lightning quick. He may well be able to lay down a lightning lap here and put in a possibly top 3 performance. Let's see how he goes.
And keep a very close eye on him. Another car we should keep a very close eye on today is that of Bazza. This man, he races with his chin. He's currently sitting in 4th at the moment in this session. He races with his chin. He doesn't he doesn't have a lot of movement in his hands or his feet, and he so uses his chin to steer the car, which is quite a feat. And to be as fast as he is, I'm very excited to see how he goes in this qualifying session, as well as we get into deeper into this session. Prying Stingray, Luke Smith, another guy to keep a very close eye on. He's been speedy all season, and I expect that he will be at the pointy end of this field today as well. And distinct Andrew, here's another man, Andrew Lee, former World Tour driver, has been at the height of heights when it comes to Gran Turismo racing and what he can achieve. And now he's qualifying the car that he shares with Ridwan Ibn Hamza this weekend, the championship leading car with number 1 on the door.
little bit of damage, mate. Looks like he's going to have to pull in. So his session is somewhat compromised there by the looks of it, because he's picked up a bit of front splitter damage and he's had to pit early to fix that damage. They're all running on a certain low fuel level here, and they're going to be looking to get as low on fuel as possible, and still with relatively fresh medium tyres that are both fresh and up to temp. So I believe that's going to compromise him a little bit, Isaac, because I think they've worked out this quality strategy to a T, and they're going to want to start their hot lap with fresh medium tyres that are also warmed up at the same time.
Yeah, it's the fine line, isn't it? Have as little fuel in the car as possible while having the freshest tyres possible, and that's going to be the game that they'll play today. Maybe go out, wear the tyres in a little bit, set a bank of time to wear the fuel down, and then come in for another fresh set. That's something we're going to have to keep a very, very close eye on. And you're the man with the technical eye, so we'll leave you to keep a very close eye on that, Endo, as I'm sure you will. This man on our screen, Ian Ward, Race Pig. He has been another car that's been quite quick all throughout this season. He has been a force to be reckoned with at times. Sits fourth in the championship at the moment, chasing after Matt McCallum, who sits in third, 56 points behind third place. So he's been competitive this season. Maybe not the best start to the season he would have wanted, but he's been strong in these Enduros so far. So hopefully we can see that trend continue here at Bathurst sessions. Plenty of time for the track to wear in, for drivers to get their times down. And I think as we see this session go on, we're going to see drivers go faster and faster. My bet is I would put Andrew Lee as the man that will be the first one to get into the 46s. So keep a very close eye on that number one car. But this is on our screen at the moment. Bazza, the man that drives with his chin. They do call him the Chin. That's the nickname that he has affected for himself. He's just come up under the tree across the top. And you can get it flat across here if you get it right, Ando. But talk us through how you approach this downhill section.
Yeah, look, critical to stay flat through this whole top of the mountain section. And I can't believe how smooth this guy is, Isaac. I can't, for a guy that's obviously, driving with assists and is compromised massively. I can't believe the lines he's taken. They look so good, clean and smooth. And that's the key around Bathurst here, to stay smooth, stay clean. I've noticed the top drivers tend to avoid a lot of the curbs in order to keep their tyres contacted with the asphalt for the most, optimum grip levels. So I can't believe Bazza here, looking clean, looking fast. Let's hope he gets at least blue time here.
Yeah, let's see as he comes towards the line, round the final corner. Typically, you'd see them cross under the bridge, and that would be the moment they cross the line, but he has to go a little bit further. He does cross the line. It is a blue time of 49.2, which puts him into 7th place. And this is Aidan Holton, Captain Muffin, in one of the CP cars this weekend. What will he do as he comes towards the line? Will it be an improvement for him? It is a 47.7, puts him up to 3rd. Big Smithy, George Smith, just went faster and did a 47.6, so he's jumped up into 2nd place. So the time's starting to tumble now. They're getting faster and faster out there.
Yeah, but one big name's missing from this. Oh no, there he is. He's in the pits. But here we go, an onboard lap now with Captain Muffin, who is one of the seasoned professionals here at Trackstars, somewhat of a Bathurst specialist as well. You'll have a look at him here, taking the cleaner lines, avoiding some of these red and white curbs, and just keeping the car flat to the floor as he goes up through Reed Park here. McPhillamy approaching, and he's going to have a little lift here, is he? No, stays flat. Maximum, hitting the rev limiter in 6th, dips it down into the S's here. The dipper, back on throttle. He's got some traffic to deal with here. That could compromise him, but he's gone purple, Isaac, has he?
He has gone purple, and that's huge because Andrew Lee, as I predicted earlier, has actually gone into the 46s with a 46.9. So this is a very quick lap so far from Aidan Holton. He could knock off Andrew Lee at the top of the time. He is a 10th up through the sector down. Conrod straight into the chase now has to go deep. They're not braking until almost after the 100 board. That is so late on the brakes in these cars. They just stop on a dime with this aero, don't they? It's so incredible to watch. Down towards the final corner now. Deep on the brakes at the 50-meter board. Round the final corner. Is it going to be a right to the top for Aiden Holton as he crosses the line? What is it? It is a 6/10 improvement on his lap time, and he only goes to third, so he lost out in that final sector. So he did improve quite a way on his personal best time, but it just wasn't enough to get into the front. It is pretty close there, though.
Yeah, he'll be unhappy with that final sector. He was purple all the way through. As he goes purple again through sector 1, he'll be looking to make up that 3/10 that he's behind Distinct Andrew. As I said, he is an expert here at Bathurst, and he loves these Group 2 cars. So he may well improve. As we see, we've got a little bit of time left, don't we, Isaac?
Yeah, we have probably about, if I can get the time on the screen to pop up for me, we have about 20 minutes left in this session. So still plenty of laps to do in this qualifying. Do not stress, because we have a long time to go before this session is over, and plenty of time for drivers to continue to get a lap in. But this man at the moment is fastest by 2/10. He's driving again with the man that currently leads the championship, the reigning champion, Ridwan Ibn Hamza, who has been pretty much untouchable all season. He had Matt Simmons for company in the car with him at Spa, and now he's got Andrew Lee. He just seems to amass, doesn't he, Ridwan, the best of the best, really, when it comes to GT racing in this series.
Well, yeah, it not only helps to be massively quick in these cars around particularly this track, but it also happens to help if you've got friends in high places. So Ridwan and his team, he's recruited really quite well over the years, and he's done it yet again this year. And if we just want to, at some point, I'll say to my broadcaster, if we could just jump on board with Andrew at some point throughout this quali, and do a lap with him, because we'll notice what the lines he takes are, and they are quite different to the rest of the field. He does avoid the curbs. So at some point, we see him go purple again. He's improved. So he's on a hot lap. He's on a hot streak here. And here we go. We're going with him up the mountain here, and we'll have a look as he approaches Griffins at the lines he chooses, and they are quite different to most of the rest of the field. He does avoid the curbs at a lot of sections. He keeps it on the grey stuff. Yeah. He only touches the red and white curbs if he has to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's probably the art of going fast, and I'm sure there's plenty of guys that will be watching this taking notes, because look, even through there, he doesn't touch the curb.
Nope, doesn't touch it. Doesn't touch it. See that? He's not touching the curbs, whereas a lot of guys will touch those curbs and they'll have to lift off the throttle, There you go, McPhillamy right there, nowhere near any of the curbs, and he stays absolutely flat to the floor through that whole top of the mountain section. And have a look at him here. He's 400ths up on his own blistering time. He's going to have another crack at a PB here at a purple lap, and that's telling, Isaac. I think it really is telling. That's how you drive these cars around the mount. You stay off the curbs.
Yeah, curbs are your enemy. We're told often in rain, anything painted like a curb or a line is the enemy, and it seems to be in this qualifying session as well. Anything that's painted or a curb is the enemy, and look, he just stays off those curbs. He runs on the curb on exit there, but I think that's more out of necessity than anything else. Into the final corner now for Andrew Lee. Does go on the curb on exit there, so he touches it when he needs to across the line. What's it going to be? An improvement. It is almost 2/10 for Andrew Lee. Wow. What a lap, a 46.6. That is a blistering time.
See, I don't think everyone else has cottoned onto this. I don't think we've all got the memo, I didn't realise until I started spectating this guy, that's how you race around this track. You actually have to stay off the curbs. You don't take the racing line in a lot of these corners. And the guy's absolutely nailing it. And, it's small improvements here and there, but it all adds up. And there you go. There he is on pole with a very, very unique way of attacking this circuit.
And this is his teammate on screen as well at the moment, Luke Smith, sitting fourth on a 47.2. So struggling a little bit for time at the moment is this man. We know he's quick, though. He's up best across the top, 0.02 of a second over his teammate Andrew Lee down the hill, throwing this car around. They're really just trying to extract all the time they possibly can out of this, aren't they, Andrew? They're just trying to find every
state to a point where they can put in a push lap and hopefully put in a PB. So, the shift points is the other thing with these cars, Isaac. I think, it's come to be known in these circles that you absolutely have to rev these things to the limit. You run them all the way up to the limiter, and that's the way to extract the most pace out of these cars. So it's not the same with a lot of cars in GT7, but these cars in particular, you have to rev them out. And as we see up Mountain Straight, these cars will be flashing on the shift light before they get to Griffins. So these cars love to rev. And the gearing of them has been somewhat turned around by a recent update, a few updates ago, but they all tend to be a little bit short in gearing at a lot of circuits. But at this circuit in particular, if you just let it rev out in every single gear, that's what's going to give you the best lap time.
Yeah, and I'm sure we won't see many cars being revved out during the race tomorrow. It'll be a fuel-saving mission for these guys, no doubt, but it's great in qualifying because you just get to see them absolutely push these cars to the limit on the rev limiter across the top of the mountain here in 6th gear towards Skyline down the hill now. He's up again across the top, so he's quick across the top here, Luke Smith, but he just doesn't have the pace down the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, not sure why that is. He might not be getting the best of exits out of Forrest as he gets out of shape again, and there goes his lap. But Forrest's elbow is basically the most critical turn in the whole track, isn't it, Isaac? If you don't get that corner right, you might as well give your lap time a kiss goodbye.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to really nail it. That's the summation of everything you do across the top is getting out of Forrest's elbow. A bit too much curb coming through the chase as well, and he's on the grass now, so this will be a lap to give away. He should come into the pit lane, and he does. So this will be a chance for some new tyres. But this man sitting in second at the moment, Lemons, and he is being quick. You said he's been fast all day, and he's one of the young guns coming through this field, Andrew. But he has been absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah, and he is in the Lexus too. So that is impressive. I don't know this guy personally, but obviously to be P2 to Distinct Andrew and ahead of Captain Muffin, who's in a GTR, that is huge for this kid. So I'm impressed so far. I mean, in a Lexus, which is, I don't know, it's debatable, but is it the second tier car to the GTR in this series? Who knows? But the parity's pretty good. But still, in a Lexus at Bathurst, to be P2 is absolutely astonishing. So good luck to him. I hope he holds on to it.
I think he's been doing well so far, but he's sitting in second place. Obviously, remember that top 6 is the crucial place you need to be to make it through to the shootout this afternoon. So he's sitting in second, which obviously you want to have provisional pole here. It's nice to have that to your name, but anywhere inside the top 6, I think, is a great look for this Lexus so far, and it's been performing on both ART Lexuses actually inside the top 6 at the moment. This man, Nick Pautasso, the sole MSR car this weekend with Matt Tonetti not competing in the Bathurst 1000. That car was withdrawn late last night, and now it means that KH Lamb and I believe it was Wayne Von Duve who was driving with Matt Tonetti now moves over to this car for a 3-car team led by this man, Mash Spuds Racing CEO, team boss, whatever you want to call him, but it is Mr. Potato himself, Nick Pautasso. And hopefully we'll see him in the commentary box as well throughout the weekend. But he's pushing hard at the moment to try and get himself into this top 6, 4/10 up on his best lap time across the top. Ando, he's wringing everything out of this car to get himself into the shootout this afternoon.
Yeah, Isaac, he's on the bubble too. So Big Smithy and Spud, they are the two battling for that final spot in the top 6 shootout. So Spud looking good here. Can he go blue? Can he get there and beat Smithy into the top 6? He's 2/10 up. He's got half a chance here as we go into the chase. Braking deep, tries to nail that apex. He does it pretty clean, Isaac. Has he got a chance here? I think he does.
I think he does have a chance. He was just a tenth and a half up on his best time, which is exactly what he needs to beat out Smithy here as he crosses the line. What's it going to be for Nick Pautasso? It is an improvement, but it's not enough. Only 0.04 of a second, so not as quick as he wanted to be down the hill. Actually lost a lot of time from being half a second up. Contact with the wall for George Smith there. Gets away with no damage there. And he's now running down the hill. Can he improve? He's down on his best time at the moment. This might be an outlap given the fuel load and the fresh tyres, but he's definitely got room to improve as well. Chillblades comes into the lane. That's Keith Mifsud in the PHE cars, one of the PHE cars jumping in that entry. So he's in fifth, and that's 3 Lexuses inside the top 6 at the moment, which is, it's actually 3 and 3 at the moment. So we have 3 Nissans, 3 Lexuses. You talk about parity, that's pretty even.
Yeah, I believe the plural form of Lexus is Lexi. But anyway, Smithy, we'll let that one go. But sorry, Isaac. But Smithy gets a bit of a reprieve there because Spud was on an absolute flyer, and I think he just missed a couple of apexes there in the last sector, and that compromised his lap. So although he improved a little bit, he's still sitting back there in 7th. So we've got Smithy on the bubble and Spud's breathing down his neck, trying like crazy to get into that top 6.
This is another man who I would think would be in the top 6. So he's not where he probably should be. He's out of position at the moment. This is Race Pig Ian Ward in 9th place. He has a lot of work to do to try and catch back up to the guys in front to put in a good lap. And hopefully he's on a lap at the moment that can do that looking down the grid. So LJ Les Sandwich sitting in 8th place. And we've got Scobie in 10th. This car for CP Motorsports trying to get inside the top 6. There's a lot of cars that are quick this weekend in contention. It's FR Racing, Jay Dallets in the, I believe this is the WRT car. It is. So he's driving this weekend with WRT, and then it's Bazza in 12th. So the Chin got some work to do as well to improve his qualifying time. And then OGR Toolshed at the back of the field, 3 seconds off Andrew Lee's best time at the moment. And he's just trying to get laps in, is this man. So a bit of work to do in this qualifying session as well. But this is Nick Pautasso. He's put on a fresh set of boots. He's put a bit more fuel in that car, and now he's going to go again, have another crack at trying to get into that top 6. But he's got it all to do with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, watch out for the sandbaggers too, Isaac. The drivers like Ward there, Race Pig and whatnot, they know that the only time they're going to set a personal best lap is when they're low on fuel and on fresh tyres. So they might be saving their best till last here, so to speak. So watch out now for some changes to the positions and some changes in that top 6. But let's have a look at this now as Spud, Nick Pautasso is not yet in that top 6 yet, so he's got some work to do. He's going to have to somehow pull something out of the bag here, get himself in there. But watch out for the drivers like Race Pig and whatnot that might have been biding their time, sandbagging to a little bit of an extent, and they might just pull something out of the bag at the very end.
Well, we talk about the gamesmanship in this series. You don't see too much of it this season due to there not being really much setup adjustment compared to what we're used to be seeing with this series. There used to be suspension adjustments, all sorts of things that went on, and now this season it's just brake bias and everything else is stock setup. But it could be a little bit of gamesmanship going on here with Race Pig waiting till the last minute to set a competitive time. This man, he will be pushing hard. LJ V15, Les Sandwich. He is one of the staples of this series. The owner and founder of Team XV operates this. They brought out Kiwi Pit Lane earlier in the season, and that was during the Formula Track Stars. And then they've made their Track Stars main game debut this season with these wonderful looking liveries. Very well presented, this team. Definitely has to be one of the best looking cars on the grid. But speaking of good looking cars on the grid, we have to talk about, I think, that special edition livery that Team FR Racing are running this season, or not this season, but this round. Andrew Lee shows it off very well. This is a throwback to the Nissan GTR LM concept car that first debuted all the way back in Gran Turismo 4. For those of you that can remember back that far, that was quite a number of years ago, but man, that car looks good, Dan. And man, does this livery look good. It just captures your attention every time I look at it. It's just so spectacular.
Yeah, great looking car. Shame it's so slow though. Oh wait. Oh, hang on. Oh, not
Hang on.
Jeez. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this team is very polished and slick, to put it like lightly, isn't it? Like, you know, two top drivers. I don't know who their liverist is, but whoever he is has done it, or she is, has done a great job. And the car looks slick, looks fast, is fast, and it's nailing it so far. I think they'll be, they could pit right now, Isaac, I think, and they'll just sit there and wait till the top 6 shootout, couldn't they?
Well, I think it's probably good. I feel confident in saying Andrew Lee is very safe in this qualifying session with his 46.6. But if I know Andrew Lee, he will be going for a time again. He'll want to go faster again. This is It's Racing, trying to find some improvement across the top. He's got traffic in front of him, who gives him a little bit of a tow here. Might be getting out of the way. This is outlap though, so maybe they're just trying to all find their own little bit of real estate. I thought he was trying to push to overtake him there. This is Nick Paltasso starting his lap, so he's been on an out lap. 48.4 was his last lap, so he's bringing these tyres up to temperature, up to speed, and we might see a more competitive time. We've got almost 4 minutes to go as I do some maths to subtract times from each other. We've got 4 minutes to go in this session. Only a handful of laps left for these drivers now to get something done. Nick Paltasso is going to have to take a bite soon if he wants to get into that top 6.
Yeah, well, he's only got this lap or maybe one or two more. He's on fresh tyres. He's got low fuel. Maybe they're a little bit cold at the moment. He's made a couple of slight errors in Griffin's there, so I don't know if this is a push lap yet, but he's on the bubble. He's got some work to do. He needs to pull something out of the bag here, or he's going to miss out here on the top 6.
He's considerably down in this across the top. Oh, makes contact with a wall. That's a huge moment. It doesn't say he has any damage, so maybe he's gotten away with that. But you could tell he just wiped all the speed out of the car.
Yeah.
He was down across the top anyway. And you'll have to push on, try again. He's got plenty of time to go for one more lap. I would suggest he get 2 more in if he's quick enough back to the line. This man here, though, It's FR Racing, sitting 11th place at the moment, out of position for what I would expect from a man of this caliber, one of the founding members, former champion of Track Stars, and just not gelling with this car today, it seems. Either that or he's leaving it very late to set a competitive time, but just seems that he's struggling with this car today.
Yeah, Jarman, obviously very accomplished racer. My hat's off to him, the way he runs Track Stars and the time he puts into it. I couldn't do it myself personally. But the guy's fast. Like, he's on fresh mediums now, low fuel. He's got some time here to put in a good lap. But yeah, I agree with you, Isaac. It doesn't look like he's put in his best just yet. Sitting in P11, he would be looking to improve on that in the next lap or two.
Well, keep a very close eye as Oshar Toolshed improves to a 48. So he's found a little bit of time, but not enough to move further forward than one spot. So he goes from 13th to 12th on the grid. 13 cars in this qualifying session. We will lock in the bottom 7 positions. 7th to 13th will be decided in the next 2.5 minutes. And then we go to the top 6 shootout this afternoon. All of these drivers on your screen are vying for a spot as Nick Paltasso, that's Race Pig, improves, jumps his teammate in Les Sandwith. So Les drops to 9th place now. And there's a lot of work to do for these guys to try and get themselves into this top 6, but it's anyone's game at the moment with a minute remaining.
Yeah, we should be concentrating on the bubble here, I think. So Spud in 7th or whoever it is in front of him in 6th as the timer runs out. We're going to want to see if those guys are on PBs or not, because that's going to be critical. There's only a 10th in it. So Spud, he's got damage, has he? He's ruined this lap, and he's possibly out of it, Isaac. I think it's all over for him.
He might have damage. We're trying to find out if he does. It's very low fuel for LJ down the hill, and he certainly does have damage. So that is disappointing for him. Hopefully, he can still pull a time out, and maybe, depends how bad that damage is. We'll have to keep a close eye on that with a minute to go. But everyone's getting ready for their final runs now. This man on your screen, LJ V15, he's trying to find time. He's down along Conrad, so this won't be an improvement. He gets one more shot of this. Race Pig's in the lane, so that'll be it for Ian Ward. 8th place is the best he'll be able to do. It just depends if anyone behind him can knock him off. So that is surprising for me, Ando. I didn't expect to see that from Race Pig.
Yeah, I thought it was all going to unfold in these last couple of minutes, but I think that's done it. So Spud in 7th has gotten damage and his quali's over, and Race Pig's pulled into the pits for maybe a similar reason. So it looks like 7th, 8th, and 9th now are out of it, and the top 6 is solidified. Yeah, I can't see anyone other than LJ's in 9th there. I don't know if he's on a hot lap or not, but I think he's too far back. I don't think he's going to be able to bridge that gap. The top 6 now is pretty much set, and it looks like it's all over. P1 Distinct Andrew there has set a blinder, and he's been comfortable for quite some time now. But that battle that we thought might unfold on the bubble there has unfortunately fizzled.
It has, and this is Nick I am with you now. Apologies, we had an internet bubble yet again, but Nick Pautasso, is there any improvement for this car? I don't think so. With the damage he's carrying, look at how red that front right is. He's going to try and do something anyway. He wants to set a time. He wants to get into this top 6. He's wheeling this car on out of the final corner. Will it be an improvement for Nick Pautasso and into the top 6? No, it's not. It's quite a fair way down, and that is disappointing for the Mash Spuds racing car that looked so quick in this qualifying session. But it is Distinct Andrew that sits on provisional pole. He will go last in the shootout session this afternoon, followed by Aidan Holton in 2nd place. He will go 2nd last, and then it's Lemons in that very quick looking ART Lexus, then Prying Stingray Luke Smith in 4th, Chillblades Keith Mifsud in 5th place with the PHE Lexus, and then Big Smithy makes it a double ART car in the top 6. And we'll round back now to George Cook to take you through the close out this live stream, this broadcast.
Wow, that was fantastic. Thank you very much, Isaac Fogarty and Andrew Scott, for taking us through there. Fantastic stuff. And top 6 now confirmed. Distinct Andrew, Captain Muffin, Lemon, Prying Stingray, Chillblade, and the Big Smithy. Those cars, of course, will feature in the top 6 shootout that we have coming up for you later in the day. Of course, details for that coming up on your screen right now. 4 p.m. AEDT, same place here on TrackSpotTV YouTube and the Trackstars Racing Series YouTube. So make sure you tune in. That's 6 p.m. NZT or 4 p.m. AEDT. Very much looking forward to that. We'll get a full rundown of the rest of the grid. It's going to be Mash Spuds Racing in 7th, followed by Ian Ward in 8th position. LJ and his team are going to be sitting in 9th position, followed by Scobie, and he'll be in 10th. Then it's Racing, not the position we were expecting to see WRT at all, and the corresponding team they've got there is Bazza in 12th position, OGR Toolshed rounding out in P13. So make sure you come back and tune in for the top 6 shootout. It's going to be extremely good watching this Saturday. Until then, I think that's going to be pretty much us for the moment. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you get yourself notified. Hit that notification bell on the upcoming streams on both the TrackSpotTV YouTube and the Trackstars Racing Series YouTube. Until then, we look forward very much to continuing our coverage of the Bathurst 1000 here at Trackstars Racing Series. Join us in a couple of hours' time when we return and bring you the top 6 shootout. Until then, it's been myself, George Cook, Isaac Fogarty, and Andrew Scott in the commentary box, and we will see you in a few moments' time. Well, a couple of hours' time, I should say. Until then, see you later.